Hello and welcome back. Today we're looking at another terrible video from the BuzzFeed wannabes at Seriously.tv. This one's called Why It's Okay to Cry at Work. Let's check it out.
I thought I might have been a witch, and then I would like try to do spells, and then I go into school the next day and all the popular kids were still alive, and I was like, I guess I don't have magic powers.
You do have magic powers. You just don't know what they are yet. Your magic power is you can make people cringe until they shit themselves. If you guys think I'm lying, just look at how cringy her show's intro is.
Friends are friends, boys are boys, so much fun, we're making noise. Oh, it is allowed to be, except for me.
Hi, I'm Sachi Ezra, and this is Weep Show. I'm here with Alyssa Wolf. She's my guest today, and we're going to talk about crying.
Woo!
Who gets excited about crying? That's just strange.
So you're a crier.
Big time crier.
How often would you say you cry?
At least once a day.
If you're crying at least once a day, you have problems, lady. Look, I'm all for being open with your emotions and letting out some tears once in a while. Death in the family, bad breakup, losing your job. These are big life events that can make even the toughest people cry. But these kind of things happen a few times a year, tops. Maybe only a few times in your lifetime. Grown-ass adults like these two frumpy ladies should not be crying every day. That's not healthy adult behavior.
I count how many days out of the 5-day work week I've cried at the office. And a good week is like 2.
That's not bad.
But that doesn't mean I'm not going home and crying.
What the fuck is your job, lady? Working with cancer patients? No, you're working at Seriously TV making left-wing web videos. The most stressful part of your job is coming up with the script for another shitty unboxing video. Unboxing Trump's sex tape or some other bullshit.
From the makers of rape culture, unjust wars, and everything bad, I'm unboxing masculinity.
So why does working at Seriously TV make this girl cry so much? Tight writing deadlines? Office politics? Give me a fucking break. If this girl is crying twice a week on average, the problem isn't her job. The problem is her weak demeanor. Toughen up or stay at home, honey.
What's a good drink to cry into?
A nice chilled glass of Pinot Grigio. Usually turns into a bottle or 2.
Sure, I'm a Grige girl too.
Yeah.
You know what? It might be time to start cutting back on the wine, ladies. Not only are the calories adding to Sachi's fat underchin area, but alcohol is also a depressant that will only make you girls cry more, especially if you're weak and emotional like these two.
Wine tears are hard because it's a lot of emotion. Like, it really wells up.
Yeah.
It's not an immediate, like, I have a glass of wine and I'm crying. Something will just send me, like, toppling down.
Oh no, once they start, they're like
Right.
Pringles.
That's my whole night.
That joke was so terrible they had to add this title on top just so it would make sense. Probably couldn't cut it out either since it's stuck in the middle there. Sad.
Once you pop, you can stop. Never had a trip like this before. Got to have some more. Once you pop, you can stop.
Sure, it may seem like everyone knows the Pringles slogan, once you pop, you can't stop, but they don't. And when this girl only says part of it and then assumes we all know what the fuck she's talking about, well, that's just bad improv.
So you co-wrote a book called Lean Over with Alison Leiby, and it's kind of a parody of Lean In.
Yeah.
About women in the workplace.
Product placement.
Do you guys cover what to do if you're a woman crying at the workplace?
We definitely encourage crying in the workplace.
Yeah.
Well, that's a weird thing to say. We should never encourage people to cry. Crying is usually a bad thing. People cry when they're angry, sad, or hurt. And sure, very rarely people cry when they're happy, but what I think this girl really means is that if people need to cry at work, that's okay to do. She's trying to refute the stigma around crying in public, basically. But this blonde Alyssa has gone so far with it, she's actually saying she encourages people to cry. She should not. And the stigma around crying in public isn't necessarily a bad thing. Having manners and keeping things pleasant at the workplace is a good thing, actually. Nothing disrupts work like someone crying their eyes out. It's loud, distracting, and it just makes people uncomfortable. When I see someone crying, I feel like shit. I can't go and write a TPS report in my office while Joan is crying in the hallway about her boyfriend cheating on her. To me, the workplace is like baseball. There's no crying.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
That's like a stereotype about women, like, oh, we can't handle it because we're gonna start crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a stereotype. And you girls just proved it right. You're women and you can't handle work. That's why you're crying every day like babies. If you're trying to say that stereotype is wrong, this video is a horrible way to do that. You've been talking about how much you cry the whole time.
So in the book, Alice and I just sort of talk about, like, by all means, have a complete mental breakdown in the middle of the boardroom. Like, people will respect you for it.
No, they won't. That's horrible advice. People will not have more respect for you if you cry every day and have mental breakdowns at work. They will think you're crazy and they'll probably fire you. I hope no one is really taking advice from these two.
We also talk about various places you can go cry in the office.
Yeah.
Like finding a supply closet on a different floor.
Oh, so good.
Is great because obviously, even if someone does find you,
They don't know you.
No.
You gotta go use their bathrooms.
Yep.
You can poop in their bathrooms, you can cry in their bathrooms.
go poop and cry in someone else's bathroom.
Yeah.
And then go back to your desk like nothing ever happened.
Okay, that one's not bad advice. If you do have to cry, hide it in the bathroom or a closet or something. This doesn't come up for me a lot, but apparently girls need to cry more. So if you have to do it, try keeping it to yourself, ladies.
If you cry at work, to me that means that you care about your work and that's a good thing. Or you're emotionally unstable like I am.
Right. Or you have a drinking problem like I do.
So these girls admittedly have problems while they jokingly offer people on YouTube horrible advice. This is just wrong. A doctor would get sued for malpractice if he gave advice this bad. People who listen to these girls could get fired for Christ's sake.
No, and I've seen men punch walls and throw their phones across the room and drink like an entire bottle of whiskey and scream at their assistant.
I've seen men literally take computers and throw them down on the ground, like dramatic, you know, nightmare behavior. That does not get stigmatized the same way.
Those signs of anger, those aren't just male things. Many people get angry at work. I've seen women do it too. And I'm sure men want to cry at work like these ladies do too, I guess. I don't know though, because I've never seen men doing it. Men get shamed for crying anywhere actually. And who's doing the shaming half the time? Girls like these two. Girls want to be able to cry, but they still don't want their men to cry. That's how equality works in feminism.
No, and now you have a broken computer. My tears aren't breaking equipment.
These girls are really sheltered, complain about work and the horrible stress that makes them cry every day. And do you think these girls have really hard or dangerous jobs? Do you think they're soldiers? Is it the war that's making them stressed out? Or maybe they're working on Wall Street and they have really high pressure $1 million deals going down. That could make anyone crack. Nope. These girls are writers working in air-conditioned offices in Manhattan. They have the easiest, cushiest jobs in the world and they still can't hack it without crying every day. Can you imagine if these girls did have actually stressful jobs? They wouldn't last a week as a mechanic or a stockbroker. These two girls would be in uncontrollable tears by lunch on the first day. That's about it for this one. They spend the last few minutes going over some other random questions that aren't really related to crying at work. I'll spare you guys from most of that, except there is this one part where we find out the host here, Sachi, she's an actual cat lady.
Your pet dying in a fire or your parent dying in a fire started by your pet?
I mean, my dog's dead, so thanks for bringing that up.
I'm gonna call out sick from my office for a week if my cat dies. A dog, like people think of a dog as your friend. Like no one believes me when I say my cat is my best friend.
Shocker. In the end, these girls want to have their cake and eat it too. They want equality and they want their feminism. They want to go to work and get paid the same wages as men, but they don't want the same expectations as men. These feminists want expectations lowered for them, particularly the not crying at work part today. Instead of these girls toughening up and learning to keep their shit together, they want to tell us it's okay when they cry and freak out at work. It's not. Crying at work is bullshit because it's disruptive to others. It's selfish. Just because you had a bad day doesn't mean you should ruin everyone else's. And keeping your crying to yourself isn't that hard anyway. I don't see why these girls are making such a big deal out of it. Just go for a walk, go into the bathroom or a closet, go cry in your car. But that's not enough for Sachi and Alyssa. No, they don't want to just cry at work, but they want to cry and work in front of everyone, and everyone has to be cool with it too. It's one of the most ridiculous entitled requests I've heard in a while. Cheers to Sachi, Alyssa, and Seriously.tv for providing us with this fresh bullshit to debunk. What do you guys think? Is crying at work okay? What do you think is so shitty about working at Seriously TV that makes this girl Sachi cry twice a week? Maybe she's finally realized that Seriously is a crock of shit and these weep show videos are garbage. I know I would cry if I had to make crap like this every week. Comment what you guys think below. Thanks for watching No Bullshit. Bye bye everybody. Freedom! 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 Freedom!
I live my day. Work, 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 work. Send me up, you work, 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 work. You see me do me dirt, 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 dirt. Tell me about that work, 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 work. I'm a damn na 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 na. When you walk out, na 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 na. Before the table turn, 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 turn. Beg you something, please.
One more way you can support the No Bullshit Show is buying our merch. We've got all kinds of shirts, mugs, white shirts, black shirts, hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff at our Teespring store. If you're looking for some swag, I definitely recommend checking it out. And all the proceeds go right back into the show so I can make more videos for you guys. Thanks so much for your time. Goodbye again.
We definitely encourage crying in workplace.
Yeah.
We definitely encourage crying in workplace.
Crying in workplace.